Hello and welcome to the channel. Just to recap, last night I got 8 inches of snow with about 1 inch of rain on top of that. So this snow is heavy and extremely wet. This morning it was so wet you could try and make a snowball and the water would just run right out of it. Well, that was this morning. This afternoon the temperature is dropping like a rock. And the top of this snow here it's now crusted over really hard. It's almost stiff enough I can walk on it. I still want to clear an area here between the two houses for the dogs, but the snow blowers that I were using both have issues clearing this type of snow. I tried using the Cub Cadet 2X 30-inch Max off to the right here, but it just didn't have enough traction to push through this snow. It would throw the snow, but I just couldn't get the traction to get through it. The other snow blower that I was using, the Toro PowerTrax, has plenty of traction to push through this and plenty of capacity to do the job. But since the front locks down, it was digging into the turf here. And I would really like to keep this turf as nice as possible for next year. I don't want to tear it up too bad. So the only snow blower that I have left that will float over this turf and not dig in and have the traction to push through this heavy wet snow that's now got a frozen layer on it will be the Ariens RAPIDTRAK Pro. So let's see if it lives up to my expectations. The front end of the Ariens will also lock down like the Toro PowerTrax, but if you leave it in wheel mode, it'll float. So as you can see here, I left it in wheel mode, and it has plenty of traction to push through this. Here I'm putting it in track mode. If you're on a hard surface like a sidewalk, all you do is pull the lever and it drops down and it locks. But since this surface is uneven, I lifted up on it to make for sure that the track was locked down. I wanted to see if this would scrape up turf the way the Toro was doing. Yesterday, before it snowed, I walked around these rental properties and made for sure that there wasn't any garbage laying around. But things happen. Right here, I broke a shear pin. Why? Because there's a towel hiding under the snow. So I'll be back after I get that shear pin replaced. While the dogs are taking a break, if you want to put a snow cab on the RAPIDTRAK, you also need to add the front weight kit. The way the machine is balanced, if you just put the cab on, the front end will want to bounce up on you if it's in the wheel mode. You can get the Ariens cab and the weight kit from your Ariens dealer, or you can also get it from ariens.com parts. So I really recommend getting the Ariens cab instead of an aftermarket because it's made to fit this specific snowblower. Next time it snows, we'll have to see if we can get it over the house. This lawn is not perfect yet. It's still pretty uneven, so I have to look down and make sure that the track locks when I put it in track mode. The RAPIDTRAK is not digging in like the Toro did, which is nice. The reason why this lawn is rough is 3 years ago there was a house there. Clinton, like most of the old industrial towns, has a lot of abandoned houses in it. And the city, as they can budget it, have been going through and taking the abandoned houses out. There was one here, there was one on the other side of that stucco house. And basically what it does is that opens these areas up. The house on the right, we've turned into apartments. And the one on the left, we're in the process of working on that one. We're redoing the inside, and as we get time, we'll put new siding on the outside, insulate it, and put new siding on the outside. One thing that's really interesting to me is the front half of that house was built in around the 1840s, 1850s, and the lumber that was used came from trees that were cut in the same areas where I lived up there in Wisconsin. So they cut the trees up there and then floated them down to Clinton. And Clinton at one time had the largest sawmills here in the Midwest. So, interesting. If you notice right here, I have the chute pointed down and in front of me. So I'm getting the snow just as close as you would with a double jointed chute. It's just that I'm throwing it a little bit ahead of me. So if you have curbs, narrow curbs, you can do it that way instead of having to have a double jointed chute. If you notice, the Ariens is also pushing a little snow in front of it, but this snow is deeper than what the Toro is doing over there. It's not as wet, and it really looks like there's a lot of snow going through this machine. One thing nice about a machine like this is they don't ride up when you get a lot of snow like that. It's a lot easier to use than those ones that want to ride up if the snow is too deep. All right, I'm sure you're tired of me just moping along here, so I'm gonna run this in double speed for a while. Like to see how it does. Enjoy. Well, I'm done talking, so I'm gonna let this run for a while and let you watch this snowblower work if you want. Otherwise, if you like this video, please like it. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.